Okay, what's going on, y'all? So
we just number 5.
Yeah, we just wrapped number 5. I feel like this is our best episode out of all the work that we did.
Definitely.
We're gonna get into a few things in the on the car ride home. The first thing I wanted to ask is, with Game of Thrones getting ready to start up again in the next 2 weeks, which group, if you had to be in one of the groups, who would you be in Game of Thrones?
That's a hard question. I would, the Starks are almost dead. The Targaryens are definitely dead except for one. And the Lannisters are fucking each other. So I'd be, I'd be a Dothraki. I'd be a Dothraki. They got the cleanest living. Granted, they're still, a pretty much patriarchal society. But they do what the fuck they want. Like, they have the freest living.
Fucking savages.
Exactly. I'd be a Dothraki. Like, I couldn't see myself. Like, yeah, you would want to be a Lannister because they got the most power. But the Targaryens and the Lannisters and the whole, fucking your siblings shit, nah, I'm not with that. So Dothraki, or you know what? What's the people in the sand? Where Oberyn Martell was from? The Martells.
I'm kind of torn between the Lannisters. Yeah, I could go without the sibling
the
fucking.
Incest, yeah.
I could go without the sibling fucking, but I mean, like, with the power that I have and his thing. Although I think that what's her name is a complete bitch. Cersei is a complete bitch. I mean, if I had the power, I feel like I would be true to it as far as like carry on. Like, look, this is survival. We got the fucking walkers, the walkers about to show the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and try to double cross you when I need you at this dire emergency.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I fuck with the Starks. I mean, yeah, it's only like 3 of them left, but I mean, shit. I mean, them motherfuckers actually, and I mean, and Jon is pretty much
technically Jon is a Targaryen.
Yeah.
He's half Stark, half Targaryen.
Yeah, so
which means he's fucking his aunt.
Yeah, which is some more incest. I mean,
doing some crazy shit. I can't get with this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one thing I could get away from. But
okay, so I think we're lost.
Oh,
you might pull yours.
Okay, y'all. So we had a situation with the trying to get the GPS to work. Yeah. So back to this. We were saying it before. Nerds and Whiskey. We just had our 5th episode, the best episode out by far that we think that we put on. We also want to say, as far as with Game of Thrones happening in the next few weeks, if you had to choose who you would be part of, which house would you be part of? Me, I said either the Targaryens. Yeah, because I want to live. I think they have the best chance of power, but I wouldn't be fucking my sister. I definitely would be into. I think Cersei is, yes, she's a cunt.
That's the Lannisters.
I'm sorry, the Lannisters. That's it. What did I say?
You said Targaryen first.
I said, yeah.
So I chose 2, you chose 2. Yeah. You said Targaryen and Lannister.
Yeah.
Which the Lannisters are actually cousins of the Targaryens.
No, I meant to say, the Starks. I said the Starks and the Targaryens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm new to the show. I've been put on a lot of episodes and crammed episodes of what's the name on YouTube, because it is a lot to take in. The Red Wedding, the numerous amounts of bush pussy and fucking and incest and just casting people out, just killing, and it's entertainment. And you have to take a lot of it. Yes, at its finest.
But you know what? It's HBO, because I honestly believe that HBO makes like they're the epitome of entertainment.
Yes, they are.
So every show that they make that's a major show, series-wise, is addictive. And it's also water cooler conversation fuel.
Yes, it is.
So you can watch, everybody's gonna watch that episode, and that Monday coming up, they got the perfect time slot. Sunday night, everybody's at home, everybody's got TV, everybody's watching. So Monday morning, 7 o'clock at your job, or wherever people who watch it are gonna congregate in one spot.
You see what happened to the Lannisters, you see what happened to Jon Snow, and I mean, and especially with the Walkers getting ready to show up. I mean, it's just about to hit the fan. It's an
addiction.
It really is. Hell, I even go as far as to talk about what's the name? My home girl, Issa Rae, Insecure. When that shit get back on, his name is on HBO. It's water cooler conversation.
They produce great water cooler conversation fuel. Yes. So Oz, The Sopranos, Sex and the City.
What
else?
The Wire. Sopranos.
Westworld. I said Sopranos.
Oh yeah, Sopranos.
Yeah. So it's all like it's. HBO has the best quality shows. Like, you have good shows on other channels. Like, I think it's HBO, then it's Showtime, then it's Stars occasionally.
Did you say the one that took back in the 30s with what's the name of it?
Boardwalk Empire?
Boardwalk Empire.
Yes. Awesome shows.
Yeah.
But that also leads me down the rabbit hole of being a blurred. I really don't want Marvel. I want Marvel to partner up with HBO. And I think they should do a show about the X-Men. Because the X-Men have years upon years of comic history.
Yes.
Now imagine they could do a lot more instead of just giving us a 2-hour movie, and we got to do this movie for this character, this movie for this character. We can bring them all together.
Origins,
bullshit. If they came together with HBO, or if they did, even if when they launch their platform, they may be able to do it better. Comic book teams, and in my opinion, should be serialized. They should be serialized so that you can have a different event that happens every week, and then you progress from there. Now, your individual characters, you can still give them the movies, but connect them with the series. And always keep that series in mind. Like, Warner Brothers owns DC. So they have all their characters. Every character under DC Comics, they could take them. Now, they start doing that with a lot of their TV shows, like Flash, Supergirl, Green Arrow, and Heroes of Tomorrow. And they'll cross reference a lot of those channels, a lot of those shows.
Like, one thing I definitely like, I wouldn't mind seeing the origin story of Gambit on HBO, but I'm not trying to see Gambit's story on a 2-hour show.
Exactly, a 2-hour movie.
I really want to go and see.
It's not worth it. No.
Like, you can give me the backstory of how Jubilee came to be an X-Men. You can give me the backstory on how Storm, how she broke up with Black Panther and made her way over to America with the X-Men. You can do that. I mean, I'd love to see an Aurora Monroe backstory. But, I mean, at the same time, I mean, as far as her I'm not saying that she can't hold her own movie, but I'd rather see the series.
I am saying she can't hold her own movie. I mean, love Storm, but she's not holding her own movie. Like, no. But, like, look at TV shows like Heroes. Heroes is on ABC.
Yeah. Save the shit. Save the world.
Yes. That shit was epic. Like, you remember that shit.
I didn't even watch the shit. I just know.
Oh, dude, you need to watch it.
Yeah, I know. It's just
the first season was epic. Like, the second season, they went through the writer's strike and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, it's just, every single week, save the channel, save the world. Yeah. Save the channel, save the world. Like, what? I mean, I know it's some things. Like, I'm a late bloomer to the nerdness, to the blurredness.
That's cool.
But better late than never.
We accept all comers.
Yes. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, Kobe Mania. Dude.
The performance that Big E and Xavier Woods put on SmackDown damn near brought a tear to my eye.
Here's the thing.
Because for a second I thought they were going to screw them over. I thought they were going to lose. Like, and that's what makes good wrestling. Yeah. When you so majority of us that have been watching wrestling for years and years and years, it's become predictable. We know what's going to happen. We know it. So we knew that Kobe was going to find a way to get into WrestleMania.
Yeah, we know that. But
I did not know that it was going to come down to Big E and Xavier Woods fighting over his back.
I definitely, when Daniel Bryan came out, I was like, okay, he's going to go ahead and win this shit. And then they just gave us like a big fuck you. No, he's not going to win this week.
Exactly.
And to rely on Big E, which is, and I'm going to get to this because I have a theory that they're gonna do, because I've been hearing a lot of the theories that he's gonna do a heel turn. Why the hell would they have him do a heel turn right after he just had one of the biggest matches of the year, to go ahead, the biggest tag team matches of the year, to go ahead and put his boy on? It just wouldn't make sense. At least if you're gonna have him turn heel, I don't think it would be smart to put him in the heel this early. Let this build up. Let him get his Kofi get his championship, and then let's say he goes into to Money in the Bank. He wins Money in the Bank, and then they say, like, you know what, we're gonna have an epic showdown, and then you have you have Kofi and Big E sitting there, and then Xavier sitting there rooting both of them on, and then at the end of the day, let's say if let's say Kofi wins, and then all of a sudden this is when Big E makes his big, you know what, fuck you. And I mean, it's.
But dude, I'm trying to like, it would be, there is a marketing opportunity there, and there is just a good storyline opportunity there. If WWE decided to, and I know people hate it when I say it, they brought back the Nation of Domination, and this was like Kofi, in my opinion, Kofi loses at WrestleMania, and then he snaps. He's been the good captain of positivity, all this other shit, and then they go into the Nation of Domination, and they Rowan and Harper, they both team up with Daniel Bryan, so he has his own little stable. They bring back Bray Wyatt after he has his kid, because you know he fucked JoJo and got her pregnant.
By the way, I seen the pictures on that one.
She is so
bad. God, JoJo.
So bad.
Oh man.
But yeah,
between JoJo and what's her name, Cody's wife, what's her name again?
Oh, I forgot her name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They are. But
because she's his wife, I'm not gonna say anything.
Here's the thing. I didn't say I wanted to smash. I said she's bad.
I'm just saying.
Those eyes just get lost in them.
Yeah.
All joking aside, seriously.
No, but what I was going to say is that if they brought back,
scene, if you bring back the Bray and
exactly.
Oh man. But who would you get to have? Who would you put on to have them as?
They need to bring Titus O'Neil, and they need to bring what's his name? The guy Apollo Crews. Bring him over. They need to bring in the Nation of Domination. It needs to be, and it can be managed by Farouk. What's Farouk doing? What's he doing right now?
Damn.
Exactly. And he can show up. He can join in and be their manager. Kofi would be the head. Then you got the tag team division and you change the tag teams to Titus O'Neil and Big E, and they are a powerhouse combination.
Yeah.
And then you've got U.S. title for Apollo Crews.
They were saying that U.S. title might actually go over to Raw. IC might come over to.
Well, either way, that secondary tier, that's got to be Apollo Crews, and then cruiserweight Xavier Woods. Yeah, I gotta say, but I won't say I think Xavier Woods still, and I'm just a non-expert opinion. I think he has a lot of time to grow as far as wrestling and building up his character, because he's great on the mic. He's an awesome ring performer, and he's convincing. You know what I'm saying? So he can be a heel.
My thing is this. I don't even think it would be a heel, to be honest with you, because I mean, Daniel Bryan's been so much of a great heel that I mean, it's like
they would be
anti-babyface to be like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm not dealing with this no more. Yeah. I'm going. We going real nigga all day.
Yeah.
But we're going with this turn, and I mean, yeah, it would be. But at the same thing, I'm looking at the bigger picture with everything. Because, I mean, I'm not just looking at just one part. Because if you go ahead and say the route that you're saying, then we got to go ahead and say, you know what? What's going to happen if because everybody's going to have the big switch afterwards. Yeah. Are we going to have, Finn Balor, who everybody thinks that he's going to win. Is he gonna go ahead and bring the IC championship over to SmackDown, and with Samoa Joe possibly beating him, is he gonna go over to Raw? And then you got and with the push that Ricochet and what's my man's name with the face of black, Aleister Black.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see both of them get a title push.
Yeah.
And I mean, and if you're gonna go early, you got to go like you did with Finn when he first came in.
Yeah.
When Finn first came in, you have to go in hard with him. Now I feel like it'll be better just to get him at the second tier and then build him up and then build him up, and then possibly at the end of the year, if they're that damn good, okay, we're gonna give you a title shot. I mean, you may not win it until WrestleMania if you're that good, but I mean, it just gives you the opportunity to see. And that's the thing, I fuck with Aleister Black. Like I really like that fade to black. I love that shit.
Yo.
No, Black. I'm sorry, Black Mask.
Oh, Black Mask.
Black Mask.
Yeah.
Black Mask is my favorite move right now. And I mean, it's
perfectly.
But here's the thing that I love: the setup to Black Mask is what I love.
Yeah.
He literally just grabs with his own foot, lifts your whole entire face up, gets you all the way up. Bam! Just spinning heel kick right to the face. It's over.
That's Mr. Cop. We see you.
It really was just, it's amazing. I really would genuinely love to see
There's a speed trap ahead.
Aleister Black
win against who? I want to see
Samoa Joe.
I want to see that. Definitely want to see that.
And then they said Finn Balor versus what's his name versus Ricochet.
Oh yeah.
That would be a hell of a fight. Because these little dudes are taking over.
They are, and that's why Brock Lesnar's not going anywhere. Because until we get rid of Brock, there's no genuine threat to him. There's none. They could have pushed Bobby Lashley. They tried to push Roman, but Brock demolished him.
Yeah.
So it's like, we'll get there. 38.
No, I got it. Oh, he's calling us.
He's calling us.
Yeah, he's really fucking up the content right now. We're gonna call
off camera ass nigga.
Yeah, we're gonna call you in a second. So, matter of fact,
you want me to call him?
Yeah, call him on that. But just as he's making the call, just to piggyback on what I was saying earlier, as far as I think with how they're gonna have, they can have Big E eventually become that big name, and even have him as a heel. And his thing, I love New Day so much that I don't want to see him go, but at the same time, you gotta treat him like the Shield. If you want them all to get so big, you want them to go ahead and turn into this big, larger than life group that the Shield turned itself into.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to be able to have, you got big name guys like Big E, pun intended, and and then you got what's his name, Xavier Woods, who is phenomenal. Arguably, I think the best person on the mic in the WWE.
Yeah.
Between the Miz and what's his name, Paul Heyman. I mean, just anybody who's on the mic.
Yogi, what's good?
I just honestly believe that those three guys are the best in WWE on the mic. Just whoever whether it's whatever. And that's the name of our last. That's the name of our last show with the Cardi B situation. It's dripping in finesse. But yeah, I mean, just the fact that you have so much talent that's coming in, and it's just like I feel like we got a phenomenal thing going on with the New Day, and I mean, we could build up so much. Even if they're gonna have a run-in with each other, at least build it up to where the Shield did, as far as like for months, for like at least a 2-month period. We were running roughshod between both, but like both of us was going ahead. You got Big E and possibly what's his name, and Kofi going at each other, back and forth. Hell, even a couple times Xavier coming in. Now, I like Xavier as a tag team person. Yeah. I've never really seen him as a singles competitor.
I mean, he's nice.
He's nice, though. He definitely is nice. That motherfucking mic skills is phenomenal.
But you don't want to just stay on them. You don't want to stay on managers.
You don't want to stay on the manager tip.
In half a mile, keep left to stay on I-95 South.
Like, he's phenomenal with that. And I mean, and I wouldn't even mind seeing him come up As here's the thing that I would love to see, and this is just something that I want to see. I want to see Kofi go for the WrestleMania, for the title of WrestleMania. But also, I would love no cash. I would love to see what's his name, New Day go in as for tag team titles. Yeah. I would love to see that.
Shit.
And then you have to go through
to that one.
Yeah, this one over here. I would love to see both of them just go with the Usos for the title.
Dude, that was the most.
That
moment when they came in and you see Big E on the ground and you see Xavier like barely holding on, like, all right, let's do this. And the Usos just say, we respect you, we forfeit. And they walk out. Dude, I was in my house screaming.
Yes.
Like, yes! Like, let's get it.
I was like, clap, slow clap.
Yes. It was so fucking beautiful.
You know that gift where they have the white guy doing like,
yes.
Like that's me right there. I was like, and this is why we fuck with the Usos.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy and Jay are phenomenal talent.
Black men.
Yeah, they, I mean, technically they are. I mean, shit. But it's phenomenal work by SmackDown. Whoever is writing for SmackDown, you're doing a phenomenal job. Where it's not going unnoticed.
Paul Heyman.
It's not going unnoticed. We appreciate it. But as far as like Raw, bruh, you got so much talent over there, and I feel like other than what's name, Becky Lynch,
start watching New Japan Pro Wrestling.
You know,
that's what I want to start watching. From the clips that I've seen, granted, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna understand most of the shit because it's Japan. Yeah. But the matches that I've seen, like AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, Finn Balor and Kenny Omega, like bruh.
Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club shit. That shit, like I was sitting there and I only watched
Jericho. Here's the thing, he got us all with the list. But it's like every single time we see him, he just raises the bar.
He gets better every time.
Every time.
Jericho has consistently improved as a wrestler.
And here's the thing, my man is a goon.
Oh yeah, he's a goon.
He is a goon.
He has fought Brock Lesnar.
Really fought Brock Lesnar and really fought Goldberg and won.
And won. So Chris Jericho, kudos to you,
salute to you, sir.
Because you are a fucking boss.
Yeah, I mean, it's your job is not gone unnoticed. But I can't. And here's the thing, I am definitely down for AEW.
AEW.
The new joint that Cody Rhodes is putting together.
Oh, I didn't know. That's a promotion.
Yeah, he's going to do his own thing. They actually,
shit, yeah. And that's another thing. Cody Rhodes went over there and has been a fucking boss the whole time.
Yes.
The American Nightmare.
Yes.
Like, damn it, Goldust, you should have done this shit.
Yes. Oh my god. I mean, it literally brought a tear to my eye to see Cody go from the porn stash to the man that he is now. Yes, the porn stash. I'm never gonna let that down. We went from the porn stash to.
You know what I'll never let down? Stardust. That stupid shit. I understand why the fuck he left. That was the stupidest fucking gimmick I've ever seen in my life. Like, no. Let Cody run shit. When Cody was just Cody Rhodes, when he had the face mask on, he was doing good shit.
Yes.
Like, let that man work.
Phenomenal work. And that's why, I mean, I feel like with some things going on that Vince does, yes, he was very innovative at his time.
But he's also a habitual meddler.
Yes. Oh my God.
So I was watching Enzo Amore's.
I was getting ready to get into that. Go.
Dude, watching him finally, he was on Stone Cold's podcast, revealing what actually happened. Because, he was fired, removed from WWE, and stripped of his title because of the allegations that he had raped somebody. Which leads me into my whole rant about Me Too and bullshit. Like, no. EO said he's trying to put YouTube up now. He said text him the name of the show. He doesn't get the reference. I said that verbatim, but he said text it to him because he wants to make sure you spell it right. But he didn't. He doesn't listen to Cardi B. But anyway, but she texted me. But yeah,
I definitely.
Well, you know what? We're on 95 now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. I don't need this.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like it was. I feel like it was definitely a disservice to it being like he said. Like originally, I thought it was he knew about it and didn't say anything.
Fault. His only fault is he knew about an email.
No, he said that he didn't know at all.
Well, no, on the Soul Code podcast, he said, I knew about an email in December. By January, that's when it got released. Like, he was like, it's an email. I'm not tripping about that shit. But what Vince McMahon was saying is that no matter what it is, if it's something that's potentially dangerous, you should have brought it to me immediately. And you're becoming an up-and-coming star in my company. Yeah. This is something that we need to get ahead of early. If you told me early, then we can handle this now. Yeah. But because you didn't say anything, it makes you look guilty.
Yeah.
So
and he was even saying like, I'm gonna make this the worst decision that you ever made. Mm-hmm. And I mean, say what you want to about how you feel about Enzo. The motherfucker had people looking at the cruiserweight division. Yeah. Weren't looking at the cruiserweight division at all. Say what you want to about and here's the thing. Say what you want to as far as in the beginning of NXT. Nobody was really looking at it. Yeah. The people was looking at it then.
They started
when they start doing the dark messages, him and Big Cass doing what's his name?
Just their promos.
Yeah, just their promos alone was phenomenal. Hell, even as far as when he said this, the biggest draw of the whole entire year on Raw was when they had the breakup. Yeah. That was the biggest one. And I mean, I feel like, damn, I at least wanted to see a title run by them. Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, I mean, he even said like the biggest thing that ever happened to him in his whole entire career that he was glad that he got to wrestle with the Hardy Boys at WrestleMania. And it just was, it was a big goal for his, and he fulfilled it. I wanted to see them either as heels or as face for the WrestleMania.
Okay, so Enzo and Big Cass, they were great on the mic. Mm-hmm. They had great personality.
Enzo was great on the mic.
Well, yeah. I mean, but Cass, he has a presence. Them as a dynamic duo, they were perfect. The big small guy complex,
and you can't beat that.
Exactly. So you can't teach that. But as far as in-ring performance, Enzo wasn't really like. He wasn't. Yeah, he didn't
draw you in.
Like you say your shtick.
But that's the thing I was saying as far as like I wouldn't mind seeing him as the bad guy, because if you look at like how Ric Flair was and as a heel, he came in and said, no, don't hit me. Then flicks you in the eye and then he hit you in the groin, and then he wins, and then he goes around talking about how he's the best in the world,
I'm winning. So
I'm winning. That's all that matters. I wouldn't mind seeing them as the bad guy, because you got the small little bad guy who's sitting there, hiding behind the 7-foot monster
and taking cheap shots,
kicking you in the nuts when the ref ain't looking, and then poking you in the eye, and then all of this other stuff, and you saying like he's cheating. Yeah, but I'm winning.
Exactly.
I would have loved to see him at what's his name as a heel. I honestly think he's never gonna come back, and it's not even like because WWE doesn't want him. I think he went the whole entire CM Punk route where he's like,
he was pretty bitter about being let go.
Yeah,
and he showed up to that SummerSlam and stood up on the seat.
Yeah.
Of course, the fans knew who the hell he was in a wig.
Yeah,
and the fans knew he was. So they started tweeting, "Oh shit, Enzo Amore is in front row."
Yeah.
So in the middle of the match, he was saying, "It's like fuck, I got to do it now." Yeah. Because people already texted him like, "You're there."
Yeah.
So people knew. So he stood up on his seat, took the wig off, and was like, SAWFT, soft, and then got yanked up by security.
Yeah.
So, but technically, he didn't break any rules. He did not break the law.
He bought his ticket.
Yeah.
Sure, he came in with with a wig and a hoodie.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, and some shades. But I mean, dude, you didn't do anything. You basically did what every fan is trying to do when they see their favorite wrestler trying to make a comeback or make a hot tag.
Exactly.
Okay, so you jumped up and made an ass of yourself. Yeah, come on. Now, granted, you shouldn't have been standing in your seat because that's what they're gonna look at it as like, oh, nigga, you think you can just stand in your seats and take over the show?
You see the video of security kid snatching him up.
Oh, yeah. Yoked his ass. Yoked his ass like a 5-year-old in Walmart. I mean,
he's not a big man. He is not a big man.
He's not at all. Which made it so great for him as a heel with the cruiserweight division.
Exactly.
What's his name? What's the dude's name? Gabagule?
Yeah.
You know, like when he kept on saying Gabagulak, and like I just love that shit. I mean, he literally, the mic skills was so impeccable. It was just like
it almost overshadowed his inability.
Yes,
to ring.
It literally did. And
I totally understand that.
Yeah. Another thing we want to bring up. Congratulations to the ladies. You are officially closing out WrestleMania.
WrestleMania is being headlined by women.
Yes, and
that is a
I have
I never
zero
thought I would be able to say
whatsoever.
Yeah.
The only thing now I'm worried about. Oh shit. The only thing I'm worried about is what are they gonna do with Asuka taking that L?
I think Asuka's gonna interfere. She's gonna interfere, and it's gonna cost Charlotte her chance, because unless they give Charlotte both belts, which I strongly doubt.
I don't know. There's no way that you're gonna let Becky walk in there after all the shit that she went through.
But I got Becky winning. And we still got tomorrow, Monday Night Raw. We got another SmackDown.
Now, so correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I heard something at the end of the SmackDown saying that the girls have a match this tomorrow, and whoever loses gets butted out of the.
I didn't hear that.
I may have she misunderstood it or misheard it, but I thought that they said as far as who.
Shit.
Wow.
Somebody lost the tire.
Whoever loses the match actually gets pinned, gets booted out of the actual WrestleMania contest.
I did. You got to Google that.
Yeah, I got to Google that. I may be wrong, but if that were to happen, I look at it as like this. At least you was going slow when it happened.
Yeah.
The one thing I look at is this. You have Charlotte, if that is happening, she takes the L, she's booted out of the competition, and we got the same two people who were there originally with Becky and Ronda Rousey. Mm-hmm. Still gonna be a big pop, but you actually have somebody going for that what's the name, the SmackDown title as well.
Well, that's what I was about to say. We still got one more Raw, one more SmackDown.
Yeah.
So with her coming in, she could actually put her title on the line versus her, and say, I'll even put my title on. This is what I'm bringing for the table. I'll put this down. And then Ronda ends up winning, and winning both.
Yeah.
And then they unify the women's division, and they do bounce it back and forth like they did with the men's once upon a time.
Yeah. I mean, I love where it's going.
Yeah.
I love that the fact that Becky is become the female Stone Cold. I even heard some rumors about this. I don't know how legit this is, but it will be interesting. They were saying with Charlotte being on Team SmackDown, she loses the title, but she might be the first, or not the first, but the second woman to ever take in the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know how to feel about that. Part of me is like, I like it because if somebody's gonna do it, I would like for Charlotte to do it, because Charlotte is athletic enough. She can go toe to toe with some of the guys there. Do I think that she can go toe to toe with Finn Balor? That remains to be seen. Do I think that she can? I mean,
no. I'm sorry, and I have all the respect for the women in WWE, but no, you can't put women in matches with men. Yes, Finn Balor and her will be a good match. However, going for the IC title, Like, come on now. Then we're gonna go into the extreme realm of fake wrestling, like Impact Wrestling has become, where somebody gets killed by a fake Freddy Krueger knife. Did you see that shit?
No.
Yeah, Impact Wrestling is basically like a bunch of people wrestling in an empty gym with the Impact Wrestling mats. And they're like doing like fake storylines, like it's 6 people in the ring and they're telling a soap opera. Like they really made it a rope opera. Like it's gone down to shit. But yeah, no, I don't see that happening. China was an exception because China was a physical phenom as far as women are concerned. She could compete with some of the men. Charlotte is just tall with big fake boobs. I'm sorry. Yeah. She's athletic as fuck. But come on, Joe.
So let me ask you this.
Who the fuck is she body slamming?
Let me ask you this. Because Stevie Ray came out with this and it was asking as far as like the same type of situation.
Yeah.
How do you feel about China and
getting inducted into the Hall of Fame?
No, not just getting inducted to the Hall of Fame because she rightfully deserves it. But as far as like her role, as far as she may be the second person to ever win the IC championship. The second woman.
Who was the first one?
No, I'm saying I'm sorry. Having Charlotte become the second. What's the name? China being the second, because he honestly feels like Charlotte will wash China in a wrestling.
In a wrestling match. She actually wrestled.
Yeah. And he felt like she was just all muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could go ahead and push guys around because she's a muscle bound big woman. But at the same time, wrestling, yeah, I gotta agree with him on that one.
Actually trying to put it on a clinic? Nah.
Yeah, like Charlotte's got that. She's phenomenal.
Yeah. But that's one of those things we'll never know unless we do a simulation on WWE 2K.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I might have to try that when I get home.
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to win this match.
I'll check that out.
Very difficult. Just let him go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, just let it happen. I mean, exactly. Best 2 out of 3 match. Yeah.
But in real life, I mean, it's like Charlotte can take a hit. She can give him as good as she gets. Now, would they play up China? Would they play up China like a Brock Lesnar character? Where she's overpowering this woman. Any hit she gets drops her to her knees.
Here's the question I have asked. If China in her prime versus Ronda in her prime for the show of wrestling, not actual wrestling, but for the show. Because in essence, both of them will be this big Brock Lesnar's of the women's division.
You think Charlotte's more like a Brock Lesnar?
No, not Charlotte. Ronda Rousey.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ronda Rousey versus China.
Oh, Ronda's beating her. It's kayfabe wise she's beating her, and physicality wise she's beating her because she's not wrestling her. She's going to do her mixed martial arts version of wrestling, which is what she's been doing. So yeah, no, Ronda hands down. Like China was, she was the epitome of that era as far as like wrestlers. Tall, muscles.
Yeah.
That was it. Look at all the greats from our past. Lex Luger, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, even though he's short. They were all meatheads. They were all gym rats. And then as things progressed, they got smaller. That's when you got the Bret Harts, your Shawn Michaels. That's when things changed. Your Stone Cold, who's not a small man by any standard, but he's not a giant. It's not one of the big ones. So this shit changes over time.
Yeah.
And like right now, we got people like Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose.
By the way,
Roman Reigns is considered a powerhouse. He definitely would have been IC title material only.
I wanted to ask you this.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's a rumor going out that, what's the name? Finn Balor might go Demon for WrestleMania.
As well he should. We haven't seen the Demon in months.
I am for that.
But at the same time, I understand because you don't want the gimmick to get on.
Yeah. And I'm definitely for that shit. I'm down for the Demon and him to talk his shit this coming Sunday. Monday, which I will be because they're recording Raw in DC. So I'll be at the last Raw before WrestleMania. By the way, tickets are still available. Ticketmaster or whatever. What's the name? Tickets.
Save my money for any game.
Yeah. I got some good tickets. I will be recording some of my reactions to the show
all day.
Yeah, I will be definitely doing. I don't know if I'm gonna do live feed. I'll be doing recording and just going in and putting my 2 cents. I'll put a little snippet together tomorrow.
Just record it and
Yeah, apparently our producer, the other what do we call him? OCG.
That what is it? Off camera
guy. He approved of my last 2 videos that I did as far as doing the editing. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good with that. I am definitely gonna go ahead and see how this is gonna go. Yeah, it definitely was a good show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm having a ball with this tomorrow, and it's gonna be a big week. Share, subscribe, YouTube. Another thing, I really didn't say this, and I felt like we should have had this conversation before we got on. But here's something that I talked to a few other friends, and I'm definitely down for this shit. I don't know if I talked to Trey. I don't think I did. WrestleMania next year. Okay. It is in Tampa, Florida.
I'm extremely tempted.
Yeah. I already said I'm trying to go. I don't know how much the tickets are going to cost, but I do know that they are going on sale around November. So I'm looking at it like this. If we could try to put 10 to 20 bucks away per pay period, we can go ahead and get decent tickets as far as the actual WrestleMania. I know that some of the actual packages are expensive as hell. I'm looking at it like this. I'm trying to get a few people to go ahead, some of the guys that I'm going with tomorrow. Say like, hey, let's try to put some money together, save and aside, and we're gonna use this towards WrestleMania. I've been saying that I'm gonna go. As a matter of fact, we said that we was gonna go to Dallas to go and do it, and said we was gonna come in our Redskin gear. Never happened. Said I wanted to go to New Orleans. They did it twice. Didn't happen. Matter of fact, one of our boys, what's his name? Ellis. Shout out to Ellis. He is the Undertaker guy. So I mean, he's one of our boys. Yeah, and I'm looking at it like this: if his ass can go, why not us?
Exactly. Well, I mean, you just gotta prep for it. That's all.
Yeah, you gotta just prep for it. You gotta be disciplined, and I'm definitely for that. What else?
Tickets the day of.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying like.
Still going to right?
Yeah, you on the right one.
It's 95. No, it's 95. Okay.
But yeah. What else did we want to talk about? We got on Kofi. We done got on ladies on Raw. We done got on New Day and everything. I think that's for the most part we knocked out majority of the stuff. Also, like, share, subscribe. Blur's Whiskey. We're really doing well with this. This is a legit passion of ours. We put a lot of time and effort into it. We try to have our plan before the week is before midweek, but we know that shit happens at the last minute. So we try to do our best to make the show the best way that we can. And we see our followers going in, and it's not going unappreciated. It really is. We appreciate every single thing that you do. You guys are amazing. I mean, you could have been anywhere in the world today at 1 o'clock, but you're here with us. So we appreciate that.
Need you to come take this shot.
It's really appreciated, and we love you guys. Thanks for the support. It's not only a passion of ours, but this is a lifestyle that we try to we literally are out here driving in the middle of fucking
a day.
I'd rather be sleeping. I would love to be sleeping right now. And I mean, but at the same time, we love this so much.
Sacrifice.
Yes. Oh, and this brings on to another thing. We're going to talk about this more into next week's show. For a long time, for the last few years, I've been on and off for this program called DDP Yoga. DDP Yoga is a yoga program made by Diamond Dallas Page. He's been doing this for about, I want to say, almost a little over 10 years now.
Yeah.
And it's not just a hobby with him. It's a legit thing. He has a lot of people. It literally is a way of life. He has a lot of people that who's transformed their body, not just their body, but their lifestyles, their mindset. He had people who couldn't really walk straight all the way, and I mean, with the time that he's put into each and every person, the determination that these people have, he's definitely had a lot of people losing weight and just have a whole different mindset on everything. I've been doing this. I've seen the results. The results are there. Me personally, the only person I have to blame is myself. The one thing he talks about all the time is accountability. And if you don't have the accountability, then you're never going to go anywhere. So I originally bought the DVD set when I first started off. Then I ventured into my phone, having the system on my phone. And I've been doing it off and on. I started off the last month of the year, and then this month I pretty much was going and putting in my thing, and I've done pretty well. I lost 26 pounds since was December 1st up to about February the 9th. That was around the time when I went and took my son to Disney World, and I lost my step. I'm not gonna. I gotta be accountable.
Backslider.
And, yeah, I backslid. I really did. But the one thing about this group that they have on Facebook with DDP Yoga community, they are very supportive. They make sure that you are on top of your game. Let's say if you hurt yourself, they're gonna say, well, you can still do what's the name, curls. You still do if you pull the hammy, you pulled your muscle in your arm. You can still do. You can still walk. You can still hit the gym. You just make sure that you just do it in moderation and make sure that you still keeping yourself healthy. Yeah. They have different food programs. They have motivational Mondays every Monday, and I mean, he brings some people on. I told Trey about this. Trey knew about it, but we both gonna get into it, and we're gonna start it next week. Me personally, I've struggled with weight since I graduated from high school. Yeah, we both have. I mean, me especially, because I was 220. I was 225, 230.
Well, it's not a competition.
No, it's really not. But I mean, I'm saying, like, seriously, I'm all joking aside. I need to lose it because I got a 5-year-old son. I want to be able to be with him all the time. Trey got a 9-year-old. Little Trey's 11-year-old. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that he would like to be fit enough to go ahead with no high blood pressure or anything like that, or diabetes.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
So I don't even think they're gonna worry about that with him.
Yeah, but I mean, we want to be able to go ahead and get ourselves back on track to where we used to be. I'm not saying I gotta be in my high school weight, but I want to be healthy.
Exactly.
And I really feel like we got the competition to go ahead and push each other to go ahead and do bigger and better things. So next week we'll be starting our DDP Yoga series, I guess you could say. We're gonna push each other every day. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. We definitely want to bring more people onto it. Not everybody's sold on it, but when they see the results and they saying that you had titties and
your dedication.
Yeah, when they see that you had titties and you had Dunlap and you walking out looking like $1 million. Well, I've been doing DDP Yoga, so I mean, and it works. I mean, it's I've seen it, and as well as it's worked for me. It's worked for me. I just became lazy. It's definitely something to get into, and I hope that you guys enjoy that series, because we are gonna make sure that we do our best to get better and better and better and better. What else?
It's a done deal, baby.
Yeah, so I think that's about it. We're about 47 minutes in, and I think we got all the stuff that we needed to say.
Exactly. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, Blurs and Whiskey Podcast, Facebook, Blurs and Whiskey, Twitter, Cast Binge app or something. I haven't written down.
Cast app.
We'll post it.
Yeah, we'll post it on.
We'll have the guy behind the camera post it.
Yeah. All right, but until then, take it easy. Come take this shot.